these two single entries back in, and like I said, I think they're both high quality, completely different. And I think where you like one is where we maybe change the other one just a little bit. You know, the front end, the femininity, the head shape, the prettiness, this heifer up front, you really like. And I do like her foot shape. I like her claw set just a little bit better in her as you study her move. And like that just squareness of feet. This one's body shape, this one's squareness of her hip and hind leg, and just having a little extra boldness and cow power to her and broodiness are all things that you prefer. And so there's some give and take there. While I don't love her foot shape is perfect, but I think she's still plenty good and functional as she gets out and goes. I like the extra stoutness and cowiness of this female. She'll be our division champion. That younger heifer will be our Again, single entry here in our Summerborn division, but a really neat female here, kind of like the heifer that was exhibited earlier here with the same exhibitor, you know, got the same head quality and neck. I think the extra look and kind of maybe presence and quality that that younger heifer had. And I like this heifer's foot shape and her flexibility. Love her depth of rib. She's got a good square hip and hind leg. She's not the most powerful. As we get right behind her, you know, we could maybe make her just bolder and expand her out in terms of her upper rib shape, give her just a little more natural thickness and base width as we go right away. But she handles it very square. She's very true to herself. And I think sets up and gives us a really high quality, well-balanced look with just a tremendous amount of good. So again, let's congratulate this class winner, very good representative.
Your class winner in Class 104 is entry 80310. This is Barry's Lovely, 18L, a September 8th daughter of WN Django 401B. This female is owned and exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. We're now ready for Class 105. 105, again, single entry judge. Following this, we will be selecting our champion yearling and reserve yearling female, followed by the selection of our grand and reserve grand champion Galloway female.
Another female that I think's got a lot of promise going forward and make a great cow prospect down the road. One that gives us a good look up through her front end. I think gets out and hits her track. We could lay her back in her shoulder and her knee just a little bit. As we get up here just a little older age, we could see maybe to me just a little more drop down to her flank line right there as we study her down into the rear third of her body. But I think one that has a lot of foot size. She's got some bone. She's got some growth. A nice female here to go ahead again and lead off this class and compete here in just a minute for our division champion. Let's congratulate this gentleman on a very nice entry.
And selected as your class winner in class 105, this is entry 80306, Strands Luna, a March 6 daughter of YY Contrail, exhibited by Brady Strand, Mora, Minnesota. We're now ready to select our division champion, our division yearling, and reserve yearling female.
We bring them back out and talk about these two compared to each other, and probably a little more similar in their type and kinds than the last division drive that we looked at and discussed. I think both these are real feminine made females that are correct in their top line. To me, the difference between this pair is this female on the left, the older female, has a little more to her, but I think this female over here from a structure standpoint, I like the angle of her shoulder and the set to her knee. I like how she maintains her hip structure and security to the ground out of her rear leg travel as we watch her go around the ring. And so structurally, I think there's a little bigger difference in this pair, and I'm going to use the heifer up front for our champion in the division and the heifer behind for reserve.
And selected as your yearling champion female is entry 80310, exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota, on Barry's lovely 18L. Congratulations. And your reserve yearling champion female goes to entry 80306, exhibited by Brady Strand, Mora, Minnesota, on Strands Luna. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our grand and reserve grand champion, Galloway female. If you would, please bring your division and reserves to the ring, please. Selected as your calf champion female is entry 80301. This is Barry's Magic, 5M. Oh, no, excuse me. This is 80301, HB Millie, 81974, exhibited by Bleegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. Your yearling champion female is entry 80310, exhibited by Barry's Ranch, Mora, Minnesota, on Barry's lovely 18L. Your reserve calf champion, entry 80309. This is Barry's Magic, 5M, exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And your reserve yearling champion female is entry 80306, Strands Luna, exhibited by Brady Strand, Mora, Minnesota.
Again, just 4 heifers out here, but represent their programs well, and congratulate and thank these breeders for coming. It's not close to Montana or Minnesota to be able to bring and represent your genetics and out here at the National Western, and glad you're here to be able to represent that here in the yards and down in the yards where the Galloway cattle kind of fit, in my opinion, real world cattle that are based on production and just really what this represents down here. And I'm glad that you guys stick with that. And to me, that represents the breed and the strengths that we have is real world cows and keeping production in mind. And so hopefully ringside, you'll find something and visit with these breeders about something that you see and some genetics that you may find part of that you like. So again, we've got some different types. You can see those out here, and in our champion reserve may not just match up type and kind perfectly well, but I think as we talk about personality and broodiness, our grand and reserve are the two that excel in that. And to me, at the end of the day, structure is most important. Our best footed, best structured animal out here, in my opinion, is going to be our older division. This will be our champion. Congratulations. And then the one that's just extra cowy and extra stout be reserved right up here. Just want to change your foot shape just a little bit, but a whale of a cow prospect. Congratulations to all these heifer exhibitors.
Selected as your grand champion, Galloway female, is entry 80310, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota, on Berry's Lovely 18L. She was a September 8th daughter of W.N. Django 401B. And your reserve champion, Galloway female, is your calf champion, entry 80301. That is H.B. Millie, 1974. This is a February 4th daughter of H.B. Hulk, 2420, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. Congratulations. Okay, we have a single entry in our percentage heifer division. She will be our champion percentage female. This is entry 80311. Her name is Red Berry, and she is a May 13th daughter of W.N. Django 401B, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota.
Just single entry in our percentage show, so be our champion percentage, but could have withstood some competition. I think shows what the Galloway breed can do. Crossed over and offer some hybrid vigor and good out of here. Sound structured, big-bodied, square-made female that still balances. You know, she's not just the cleanest fronted thing out here, but that's a maternal, cowy, just high-quality heifer in her own right. That's good-footed, good rib. She's going to grow out to be a whale of a cow prospect here. Congratulations. Let's put our hands together for our champion percentage female.
Again, congratulations to Berry Ranch in Mora, Minnesota, for exhibiting your champion percentage female, Red Berry, entry 80311. This is a May 13th daughter of W.N. Django 401B. Congratulations. Christy can't come. Okay, as we begin our bull show, this is Class 202. The bulls calved between April and June of 2024. We have two entries. We have entry 8312. This is Barry's Majestic 10M, a May 26 son of W.N. Django, exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And we have entry 80307. This is Strand's Moonshine, an April 30th son of W.N. Django, 401B. This is exhibited by Brady Strand, Mora, Minnesota. And these are also, I just was informed, these are two full brothers. Natural. This is the beautiful part about our embryo transfer program. One calf's an embryo calf, the other one's her natural bull calf.
Oh, that's a neat fact, and I'm not surprised. I think these bulls are built to have a lot of similarities to them. I think they're both long-fronted, long-bodied, big-boned, kind of rugged cattle as far as their bone work goes. Both of them, still long-striding. If I'd change them both, it'd both be maybe just at this age of the game, sitting down just a little more comfortable there in their pasture and just be more secure right there in their heel and how they sit down at the surface. To me, the difference between the pair of them, I do like our calf up front just a little better in the angle to his shoulder. He comes out and just balances a little better here from the side for us as far as his shoulder and blending into his forerib, his top line strength, and his hip structure and hind leg set to me is just a little more attractive and functional here on the set. Our second place bull, he's extra rugged. He is just a little stouter and more masculine in his head. He is a little bigger boned and may even just have a little more growth at the end of the day. But I like just the extra structure, the extra look of this bull up front to be our class champion and follow up second there. Congratulations. Very nice set of full brothers.
Well, even though they're first and second, they're full brothers and will be for the rest of their life. Your class winner is 80312. This is Barry's Majestic 10M, a May 26 son of W.N. Django, 401B, owned and exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And his full brother, second in class, was entry 80307. This is Strand's Moonshine, an April 30th son of W.N. Django, 401B, owned and exhibited by Brady Strand, Mora, Minnesota. Of course, their mother is Barry's Glory 4G. In the ring now is Class 203. 203, these are bull calves calved between January and March of 2024. We have entry 80303, HB Montana 2634, exhibited by Bleegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana, and entry 80302. This is HB Moneymaker. This is also exhibited by Bleegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana.
Really good pair of bulls here, and this pair right here, this is a pair of beef bulls. If we talk about masculinity and stoutness and ruggedness, man, these ones bring that to the table, and I think bring those breed strengths to the table as far as having a lot of red meat in a moderate package. These two bulls represent that very well. There are some trade-offs. I'm going to leave them as they stand, use the bull up front, and to me, we give up probably just a little true shape in that bull compared to the bull behind. That's just an outlier in those regards. I like this bull's shoulder angle and structure in him just a little bit better, even though he'll be just a little lower in his pin set. I think he's just a little extra flexibility and just a little extra comfort out in the go. Like we mentioned earlier, we could maybe just give him just a little more depth of heel on that particular bull right there. But man, his body shape, his functionality, ruggedness, masculinity is good. This one right here brings a lot though from performance and shape. Easily the most powerful one that's walked into the ring as far as just how much muscle he studies with out of the backside of his shoulder and back over his 10th or 12th and loin there. Big and powerful out of his hip stifling quarter from behind. Great in his scrotal development, and just a really powerful masculine bull all the way through. He is just a little coarser up there through his shoulder. We can see he gets a little base wide and just a little upright in his shoulder and his knee. I think still plenty functional. Get out and cover cows, no problem. And man, he's going to make, I bet, some high performing, high yielding offspring there. I just like that shoulder set and the knee set and the flexibility of that bull up front just a notch better. Great pair of bulls. Let's congratulate them on this pair of real rugged made Stout January and February bull calves.
And selected as your class winner in Class 203, this is entry 80303, HB Montana, 2634, a February 7th son of HB Hulk, 2420, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana. Second in that class is entry 80302, HB Moneymaker, a January 4th son of HB Moto, 3342, also exhibited by Blegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our champion and reserve champion, bull calf champion. If you would, please bring our first and seconds from our first two class into the ring. Your Class 1 winning bull was entry 80312. This is Barry's Majestic 10M, exhibited by Barry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And your Class 203 winner is entry 80303, HB Montana, 2634, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana. Caleb?
We bring these back and we can probably see some differences here in our breeding programs. I think there's some trade-offs amongst these and maybe where we've put selection priority and emphasis between here. And again, you got to find what you need in your breeding program. You got to decide what your type and kind are out there. I've described them to me. There's a pair out here that just as far as representing just bulls and looking like men out here and just being stout, muscular, rugged type bulls stick together. That's going to be our pair out of our second class. They'll be our Grand and Reserve Bull Calf champions. Congratulations.
And selected as your champion bull calf is entry 80303, HB Montana, 2634, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana. And your reserve bull calf champion is entry 80302. This is HB Moneymaker, also exhibited by Blegan Galloway's Roundup, Montana. Congratulations. We're now ready for Class 204. This will be a single entry. This will be entry 80313. This will be Barry's Lester, 9L. This is a September 30th son of WN Django 401B, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And while our judge, Mr. Caleb Boardman, is evaluating this bull, again, I would like to send out a special thank you to all of our show award sponsors this year. Thank you to Renaissance Farms Limited, Bleegan Galloways, Joe McDaniel and family, the Berry Ranch, Russ and Susan Waples, Marble Road Farm Galloways, and Sean and Joe Schumacher. Thank you, folks. Let's put our hands together and thank all of our sponsors for this year's National Western Stock Show Galloway Show.
Another single entry, and this ranch here is very consistent, the type of cattle they bring in. They're long, extended, really attractive cattle here from the side that piece together really neatly and are flexible on the move, and this bull, I think, still represents that. You know, as an individual here at this age, I could maybe see just a little more masculinity in his jawline, his bone, and maybe just a nickel larger scrotal circumference. I think he's plenty acceptable, but could just mass him up and man him up just a little bit. Man, he is long-fronted, long-bodied, extended, very functional skeleton. Lots of things to breed on and around on this particular bull. Congratulations.
Again, your class winner in Class 204. This is exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota, on Berry's Lester 19L. Again, a September 30th son of WN Django 401B. We're now ready for Class 205. These are bulls that are calved January to June of 2023. Have a single entry, entry 8304. This is HB Laddie 3493, a February 5th son of HB Just Right 3591, exhibited by Bleegan Galloways, Roundup, Montana.
Get up to our aged bull division here, and really impressive single entry, really stout and masculine in terms of his foot and bone work, and I do like this one's foot shape. I think he's got a big old square foot under him. He's sound and fills his track. Still reads with a lot of muscle up high. Maybe not quite as stout through his quarter and his stifle as another bull or two that we saw earlier. Maybe not just quite to his age as proportionate in terms of scrotal circumference as some we saw earlier. I think, again, plenty acceptable. And you talk about one that combines look and structure with some just beefiness and manliness and masculinity. There's a lot of things that this bull combines in the right package and holds it all together up at coming 2-year-old right here. A very impressive individual, class winner, division winner. Let's congratulate this firm on a very nice individual here.
And your class winner, again, coming to you from Bleegan Galloways, Roundup, Montana, on HB Laddie, 3493. Congratulations to Bleegan. If you would just leave that, you can leave that bull in there, and we'll bring the other bull in for our division champion. So if we could have our Class 204 winner back into the ring, we will select our division and reserve division bull, followed by the selection of our grand and reserve grand champion, Galloway bull. Your Class 204 winner is entry 80313. This is Berry's Lester 19L, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. And your Class 205 winner is entry 80304. This is HB Laddie 3493, exhibited by Bleegan Galloways, Roundup, Montana.
Misspoke there. Thought we were in different divisions. Apologize. Bring them back and look at them in division here. And again, have some differences between the pair of them, and I think some trade-offs between them. But again, in a bull show, as we talk about some extra bone, performance, stoutness, masculinity, and muscle, the older bull up front here will be our champion division. The younger bull will be our reserve champion division. Both very good individuals. Again, let's congratulate them for bringing these big bulls out and exhibiting them.
And your division champion is entry 80304, HB Laddie, 3493, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. And your reserve division champion, entry 80313. This is Barry's Lester, 19L, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. Congratulations. Okay, we'll give it just a few seconds here to get our handlers for our Grand Champion drive. Entering the ring now is our Grand Champion Galloway drive. Your calf champion Galloway bull is entry 80303. This is HB Montana 2634, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. And your junior champion or division champion bull in our older bull division is entry 80304. This is HB Laddie, 3493, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. Your reserve calf champion, entry 80302, HB Moneymaker, exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. And your reserve junior champion bull is entry 80313, exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota.
Good set of bulls, I think, represents some different types and kinds, and where, again, you can go through breeding program, but all these firms should be proud of what they've brought out here to the National Western. I think it's real close between our Grand and Reserve, and continue to study them, but I do think there's one that just combines some extra just body and mass and just masculinity relative to his frame size, his masculinity, his scrotal development, tweak his feet ever so slightly. Let's give a round of applause to our champion. That's going to come out of our bull calf division right here. Congratulations on just a very extremely good beef bull there, and then we're going to follow up with this bull right here for reserve champion. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Blegan Galloway's from Roundup, Montana. Their champion bull is entry 80303. Your calf champion, this is HB Montana 2634. And he is exhibited again by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. And your reserve Grand Champion bull is your junior champion bull, entry 80304. That is HB Laddie, 3493, also exhibited by Blegan Galloway's, Roundup, Montana. Congratulations. We're now ready for our Class 401. This is a pair of bulls exhibited by the same firm. We have two entries, one from Blegan Galloway's and one from Berry Ranch. I think I could judge this here, Caleb. So your pair of bulls from Blegan Galloway's is HB Montana and HB Moneymaker, and your two bulls from Berry Ranch are Berry's Majestic and Berry's Lester.
On our pair here, Kent, you can probably guess which way I go, but we do have a lot of differences in these cattle, and you can tell. I mentioned earlier, I think the firms that you can tell where our breeding emphasis is and where they want to go, and I think that as a breeder, that's the most important, regardless of what species of livestock you raise, what breed of livestock you raise. Stay true to your convictions of how you believe that you want to go with your firm, what your customer base, and what your bull buyers or heifer buyers want to buy from you and be able to develop into there. Out here today, obviously we got our Grand Reserve bull in the same pair. They're going to be our champion pair of bulls right out here, followed by a reserve pair of bulls right here. But let's give them a big round of applause for bringing these Galloway bulls out and represent these out here and making sure we've got representation at the National Western.
Congratulations again to Blegan Galloway's Roundup Montana on their champion pair of bulls. Your grand and reserve champion bull are in that pair, and your reserve champion pair of bulls is exhibited by Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota. Congratulations. See, Caleb, I didn't even need a degree from Texas A&M to figure that out. Okay, we've got one get of sire. And that bull I've announced that bull several times today, but we have a get a sire from Berry Ranch, Mora, Minnesota on WN Django 401B. So if you would, please bring those representatives, all sired by that bull. They will be selected as our champion get a sire. Again, that bull is WN Django 401B. The get of sire is a group of cattle all sired by the same sire. These will be 3 individuals sired by the same sire. So we have Berry's Magic 5M. We have Berry's Majestic 10M and Berry's Moonshine or Strand's Moonshine. All 3 sons of WN Django 401B.
As we circle this third bull calf around here and get them together, we talked about the consistency that this firm brought us in terms of type and kind, and there's a reason why here I wasn't listening to pedigrees, Kent, but it's good when you have a bull that can stamp one, you just want them to be consistent, and I think you got a sire here that their head shapes, their extension, their flexibility, their bone, their strength of top line, the things that bull's stamping in here, I think you can know exactly the positive traits that he brings into you, know where to compliment him at going forward, but I think more than anything, you want a sire that's consistent. You don't want a bunch of different hodgepodge of things coming out. When they come, it's awfully hard to mate them if they're not consistent, and so we've got a really good get a sire here that I believe rounds out our show, and so appreciate Kent announcing, appreciate the Galloway Association for having me judge, and the National Western up here. It's been a pleasure. Did Red Angus earlier, Galloway's 2 breeds that are very good to real world beef cattle production, and so congratulations to each of these exhibitors. Let's give these guys a big round of applause to end the show, I believe, with our get a sire.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together one more time for Mr. Caleb Boardman, Bryan, Texas, one of the truly great cattle evaluators and also multi-species evaluators in the country. Caleb, thank you for taking the time to evaluate our Galloway cattle. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our Galloway show. I think we're going to go back to the picture backdrop and take photographs of all of our champions, and I look forward to seeing you all back